A new headline from Moscow has again shaken Washington, and this time it's not about Ukraine or sanctions. It's about a missile that Russia claims can now fly forever. Yes, literally forever. Putin recently announced that Russia has successfully tested a nuclear powered cruise missile called Burevestnik. And what makes it terrifying is not just its range, in fact, it can never really be stopped. The missile that never runs out of fuel. Normally, every missile in the world runs on fuel, either solid or liquid. Once that fuel runs out, the missile drops. But Burevestnik doesn't work that way. Putin says this missile is powered by nuclear energy, meaning it can fly thousands of kilometers, change direction mid-air, and even circle the globe before hitting its target. He even called it a missile with unlimited range. Just imagine a small missile flying around the earth quietly, waiting for orders. It could strike any country from any direction, and radar systems might never even see it coming. That's why the United States is now actually worried, because all of America's advanced defense systems from Alaska to Poland are designed to stop normal missiles, not something exactly like this. Now, what is US actually scared of? Let's understand why this missile feels like a nightmare to the Pentagon. The US has radar systems, satellites, interceptor missiles that can detect launches within seconds. They work by tracking heat trails, that burning fuels of rocket. But Burevestnik has no visible trail because it runs on small nuclear reactor. That means the moment it's launched, nobody can track it for hours or even days. And because it flies low, close to the ground, it can avoid radar detection. In short, the US doesn't know where it is, where it's going, or how to stop it. American experts called it a nightmare weapon. Even the most advanced systems like THAAD and Aegis can't defend against it yet. And if Putin claims it's true that this missile has unlimited range, it could technically strike any target in the US from anywhere in Russia, or even from the Arctic or ocean bases. That's why Washington is calling this the fourth nuclear shock after the Poseidon test, which we made a video. The last video was on Poseidon. First came hypersonic missiles, then nuclear torpedoes, and now a missile that doesn't run out of power. Now, what is the difference between a nuclear powered and nuclear armed states? There's an important detail that confuses many people, that Burevestnik is nuclear powered, not nuclear armed. That means it uses nuclear energy to move, not to explode. It doesn't carry a nuclear warhead, at least officially. It may carry, but we don't know the details yet. Instead, it carries a small reactor inside that powers its engines. That's different from missiles that carry nuclear bombs. For example, India and US and China all have nuclear submarines. Those submarines use nuclear energy to travel far, but they don't always launch nuclear missiles. Same logic here. But even without a warhead, Burevestnik itself is dangerous. If its reactor crashes or leaks mid-air, it can spread radiation. In 2019, a similar test reportedly caused an explosion in Russia and several scientists died. So the weapon is risky, even for its own operators. After Russia announced this missile test, the US didn't stay silent. Reporters say that Trump administration has ordered a review of America's nuclear weapons testing, something that had been frozen for decades. This is a big move because restarting nuclear testing means we could be entering now a new arms race, a nuclear arms race, just like the Cold War. When one superpower tests something new, the other must respond, and this cycle never actually ends. Now, people around the world are asking, if the US restarts testing, will other countries like China or even India follow? Should India also restart nuclear research and testing to keep up with the new race? What do you think? If the US goes ahead with nuclear weapons testing, should Prime Minister Modi also authorize India's own nuclear test in his term? Comment below if you want to. I really want to hear your view. What is the big picture? Brunswick isn't just about technology, it's about projection. Russia wants the world to know it can't be ignored. Every time the West tightens sanctions or isolates Moscow, Putin shows a new weapon, something that reminds the world of Russia's reach. But here's the problem. These moves increase global tension. Markets fall, oil prices rise. Ordinary people everywhere feel the pressure. In the end, it's never the leaders who suffer, it's the common people who pay the price for geopolitical games. That's why the experts say we are entering a new kind of Cold War, not fought with armies, but with technology, fear, and psychological pressure. This new missile, whether it's fully operational or not, has already achieved its purpose. It has made the world talk about Russia again. It has made Washington nervous, and it has made smaller nations rethink how fragile peace can be. We are in a time where one test can shake global markets, where one launch can change diplomacy overnight. Maybe it's time the world remembers real strength isn't about weapons that can destroy cities, it's about leaders who can stop wars before they begin. This is World 247 bringing you the truth beyond headlines. Tell me in comments, do you think Putin is bluffing with this unlimited range missile, or has Russia really changed the balance of power forever?